I have a feeling that if I start this off, the comment about the price of gold, by the time this goes live, that's just going to be off anyway. So maybe we do what some others do and just cue the fire. So how about that Fed rate increase, killing the price of gold? Yeah, so it didn't happen. It's just another example of people looking at the wrong things, maybe just looking at not enough of the things, because the Fed announced the first rate hike in 3 years. It was 25 basis points, and they signaled 6 more to come. But the price of gold increased. And the story goes that gold is extremely touchy when it comes to interest rates, but gold is up today, the day after that announcement. And I guess I don't know what direction it'll be going by the time this video hits. I probably shouldn't be talking about the price right now. It's just kind of tough. But to me, the percentage increase or even decrease really isn't that important. Just the fact that gold price didn't crash on the rate hike like some have been suggesting, well, that says enough to me. Now, just to be clear, I wasn't expecting it to. There's just too much going on pushing gold prices up. And a lot of the gold price movement that we're seeing right now is based on dollar fluctuations. But even before all of the new geopolitical events that we're seeing were happening, I still didn't feel like a rate hike, something as small as 25 basis points at least, would ever send the price down. Inflation is just too high for a 25 basis point rate hike really to do much. It's been a really strange year for investing, a really strange year for investors, and seeing gold pop up on investing channels here on YouTube and even crypto channels, it's a really good example of it. And you think about that. Crypto channels talking about gold in a good way, showing it in a positive light. Now, I'm not a trader when it comes to gold. I buy it as savings. I buy for unexpected situations. So it doesn't really take a big move to get me interested in the stuff. Obviously, as you can see here, but I think it says a lot about the continued relevance of gold. When you see crypto channels rolling interest and even capital into gold, I mean, it's really strange because this time a year ago, new investors, especially crypto investors, and I don't know if we call them investors, but they were calling gold boomer rocks, calling Bitcoin digital gold. This is not the future they were promised. Where are the Lambos? I think today a lot more people are coming to realize that gold just serves a purpose as a foundation. And don't get me wrong, Lambos are cool too, I guess, if you have the means. I mean, let us know in the comments what color you picked up. Now, I just think what's most interesting right now is that it took other markets crashing and going into bearish territory for a lot of people to wake up to gold or just to take it seriously. Now, my feelings have never been hurt on the topic, but we've had a strong run on gold prices, and usually that would be enough to get people excited. But when you have something like Bitcoin hitting 10x, or the market is on a tear like it has been or was in 2020 at least, it's really easy to shrug off a 35% gain like we saw with gold. Now, I think the last month or so is probably getting people's attention finally, but none of what we're seeing right now is changing my mind personally. I was already a fan, everybody knew that, but I just see it right now. I see it as doing what it should do. So I'm not gearing up for a moonshot, I'm not considering selling, and I'm not waiting around for a crash. Now, not only do I think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, I actually think it has a lot of potential to do more. But because this is a long-term thing for me, it's really more about what happens over the next few decades than it is about what happens over the next few months. Now, if I was to just look back at what I've purchased this year, we're 3 months in, and I'm already up 8 ounces plus these 20 francs coins. Now, I started a lot heavier than I was planning. And even though I haven't been buying since the invasion, I've rethought my plans a little bit. I came into the year thinking that we'd see a narrow trading band for gold all year long, and I figured that we'd end up about where we began. So I wasn't in any particular hurry. But man, that changed fast. We had some good opportunities ahead of what looked like that coming spike in prices, so I bought a little bit more. From here, though, I'm in a little bit of a holding pattern right now. Anything above 1920 doesn't really encourage me to buy. Now that could change if I found something special, I guess, but generally speaking, I'm on the sidelines. My last purchase, well, that would seem like terrible timing if we were looking just at spot, because spot was pushing all-time highs. It was right around $2,040, but it was that crazy deal that I talked about, so I ended up paying $18.99 all in. And then the Buffaloes and the Dragons, well, spot was in the low 1800s, and for one of them it was in the high 1700s. So nothing has really gotten crazy except for a few pieces that I picked up that I guess had collector value that really has nothing to do with spot. So I haven't been stung yet by that price jump, but I have a feeling that my purchases moving forward are going to start feeling expensive. And I think I've mentioned a few times recently that 1850 has been my buy number. We've been seeing pretty strong support at 1920 though, so I guess I would be buying again below that, maybe. With everything as volatile as it has been these days though, it's just hard to set a price ceiling, hard to set a target. At some point, it just has to be dollar cost averaging. And if the prices are high that month, well, there's not a lot you can do about it. Now, of everything that I've purchased this year, 2 of those coins were really made with future allocations. So things that I was expecting to be buying later in the year, I just bought ahead because of the deals that I got. So I'm already waiting to a certain extent. But I do have something that I haven't shown yet, something that I got a hold of recently. I'm really excited about it. And the spot price has exactly zero to do with how much it's worth or what I got it for, but we're going to get into this one in a future video. So I think that's a good place to call it good. Let us know if you're buying, where you think prices are going, and then just what you're up to. While you're there, be sure to hit the like button. If you found any of this interesting, make sure you're subscribed if you like the topic, and if you're still here, thank you again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.